If you want to waddle like that, feel free. I don't care. I really don't. Whenever you are ready, sir, you may begin.
When you get sick, is the first thing that you think about whether or not you can afford to go to a doctor? For most of us who live in the U.S., that's the case, unfortunately. And that's why the United States needs a universal healthcare system. Now, every single person in this room at some point in time in their life is going to have a medical emergency, and you're going to get stuck with a form of extortion that I call a medical bill. So this is important, and I'm not by any means an expert. I need to point that out. But as everybody in this room knows now, I love to argue. And I lean towards a very socialist aspect in terms of my political views, and so all of my capitalist friends love to argue that we don't need it. So I've done a lot of research on it, a lot of the facts and the myths, and I continue to do research as it comes out. So tonight what I want to do is I want to shed some light on how a universal healthcare system would save you money, why it would save you stress, and why it's just ethically the right thing to do. So first, let's look at how it's going to save you some money. A universal healthcare system will cut down on the excess cost of healthcare. PolitiFact article found online, dated July 21st, 2017 by Louise Jacobson, entitled How Expensive Would a Single Payer System Be? Says in part, having one payer rather than many individual private insurers cuts down on overhead and drastically reduces the need for advertising, which can account for as much as 15% of total expenses for private insurers, according to Robert H. Frank, an economist at Cornell University's Johnson Graduate School of Management. In addition, an article entitled How Much Universal Healthcare Could Save would save in the U.S., found on Decision Data on November 11, 2015 by Ryan Whitaker, says that universal healthcare would save the people of the U.S. about $600 billion for the same level of care. That's a lot of money when you think about it. Okay. Now, there's about 329 million people in the United States. If you do the math and you divide the 600 billion that we would save and divvy it all up, each one of us in this room gets $1,800. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Now the 15%, the conundrum that we have there for that 15% is I'm going to give you money so that you can advertise to me so that I can give you more money. So that they can give you more money. So that you can advertise to them. It's not really fair. So a universal healthcare system would cut that cost out completely because we go to one single payer and the government doesn't need to advertise to us because that's where the money's going. So I've proven to you that we can save money switching to a universal healthcare system. So why is it going to reduce stress? According to the American Psychological Association study, found online and published in November of 2019 by a group of authors, entitled Stress in America, Stress in Current Events, says 2/3 of U.S. adults cite the cost of health insurance as a stressor for themselves, their loved ones, or in general, when asked about specific health issues that cause them stress. This stress about the cost of health insurance seems to affect Americans at all income levels. In addition, according to the website The Balance, and an article entitled Average Cost of an ER Visit, written by Janet Hunt, updated March 12, 2019, says, a typical copay for emergency room services is $50 to $100, which may or may not be waived if you are admitted to the hospital. If you do not have health insurance, an ER visit can cost anywhere from $150 to $3,000, depending on the severities of your injuries or illness. In extreme cases where critical care is needed, the charges could be as high as $20,000. That's a lot of money. That's a huge, huge amount of money. That's a lot of stress when you think about it. Like, oh my God, I cut my arm off. Do I go to the hospital? Do I go? Like, can I afford that? Like, everybody thinks that at some point in time. It's massive, the amount of stress that you're put under in order to find an amount of health insurance, of just like getting better. It's crazy. It's crazy. So this leaves us with an ethical choice. And that's what I want to close with, is why is it ethical? Why does this decision have to be made? And in a paper written by Joseph Crisp entitled Right or Duty, a Kantian argument for universal health care, published on the website Online Journal of Ethics, Access, November 27, 2019, it says, things that have value are things that can be replaced by other things, material objects, goods, services, etc. But rational beings have dignity, not value. Given the unity of health and being, it can be argued that health and its preservation falls into the category of those things that have dignity rather than value and are beyond all price. In addition, according to an article found on U.S. National Library of Medicine website entitled, Is Healthcare a Right? Health Reforms in the U.S. and Their Impact Upon the Concept of Care, published online February 5, 2012, written by a collection of authors, it says in part, a system that distributes healthcare unevenly on the basis of any determining factor other than necessity raises numerous questions about how ethical that system is. In a society where disparity in the level of care exists, inevitably there will be individuals who fail to receive care for which they desperately need. Your life has meaning. Your health is tied to your life, and if you don't have your health, what's the point of living? We therefore need a universal healthcare system in order to preserve that health, in order to make sure everybody has the same chance at that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So tonight I've hopefully persuaded you, I know I have, that a universal healthcare system is needed in the United States. I've shown you that it can save money, I've shown you that it can reduce the stress, and I've shown you that it's ethically the right thing that you need to do. So what's left? You need to do some research on the coming election. And all you have to do is find out, hey, who has the best plan to implement this? It doesn't have to be a free one, it doesn't have to, there's going to be additional costs, it doesn't matter. Who has the best one according to you? And this is important, because how we choose to help those that have the least among us today is how future generations are going to view us. Thank you.